Hey guys, welcome back to another week of Midwest Whitetail. Me and the guys are out here at the River Bottom Farm. We are wrapping up day 3 of burning, covering all the farms, about 200 acres in total. We're getting it all done. Super excited about that. It's looking awesome. On an upcoming episode, we're gonna take you guys through the process from start to finish, the safety measures we take, the tools we use, and how we accomplish this in an efficient way. And on this week's show, we're gonna join Josh Sparks on his Nebraska turkey trip. He and the guys went out for that early archery season in Nebraska and had an awesome trip and had success at the end. Hope you guys enjoy the show.
Oh, this is probably the only thing that we really need to take. Okay, well, as you can tell, we're packing, and it is the first turkey trip of the year. Chad, Andy, David, they've already been to Florida, but Nebraska is up on the docket for me this year first with archery season. Today is Saturday night, I think it's March 22nd. Opener's not until Tuesday, but we are leaving tomorrow morning for one reason, and that is because we want to try to catch landowners when they're still home on the weekend. So we'll probably leave here about 5 or 6 in the morning. Try to get out there with folks getting out after church, try to make contact, and a lot of the places we're gonna be knocking is historical permission, which, you know, they've been great to us the last however many years. So fingers crossed we can get it. That means we get to scout all day tomorrow, can roost birds tomorrow night, get all day on Monday to do the same thing. And then, yeah, got Paul, who is working on filling up the water jug. He's from Wisconsin. And then Aiden behind the camera is also from Wisconsin. This is our first trip together for their internship, so it's gonna be a fun time regardless of what happens, but we got fantastic weather. You know, looking at Onyx, gonna have temperatures, I think somewhere in the mid 50s on Tuesday, and then if I'm not mistaken, somewhere into the 70s on Wednesday, Thursday. So for this time of the year, could not ask for more. We've got a good drive. We'll see you tomorrow morning, and hopefully we're gonna look at gobbling turkeys tomorrow, but spring's back, excited to get after it. We'll see if we can't fill the first tag of the season. All right, well, as promised, we're on our way to Nebraska, and we are about halfway. We got a pit stop, little treasure hunt to do, thanks to my really good buddy, Joel Burham, because he's bailing me out for a rangefinder that I did not have. He just dropped me an Onyx pin of where it's at, because he's got to go to church. Basically, it's going to take me to that pin, hit accept, and the cool thing, and anybody who's got Onyx probably knows this, it's not some crazy new feature, but you can go right to the pin, hit driving directions, hit Google Maps, because that's what we're using, change my navigation, and all of a sudden we're 26 minutes away from a Bushnell R5 rangefinder and the ability to range our turkey hunt. So thanks, Joel. If you guys have never seen Whitetail Fit, give him a check out. He's got a ton of awesome content from the West to whitetails and, you know, the Midwest. Great guy, tons of knowledge, he's archery, his style of hunting, and just a great friend. So we're gonna stop there, pick up the treasure, and then go knock for permission today. We're cooking. R5's on the grill. We're dialed now, baby. Thanks, Joel. I appreciate you, sir. Okay, well, 2 o'clock, and we are officially in Nebraska. We just saw our first turkeys about 10 miles back. One strutter and a bunch of hens. There's actually a smoke phase hen with their flock, and so that was really cool to see. But just to my left here, this is probably called the Creek Farm, and I'm gonna drop off some deer bacon and deer sticks to the landowner, but unfortunately I'm not gonna be able to talk to him. I sent him a text, and him and his wife have COVID, so we're just gonna drop it off. He said we're good to go. That gives us 2 properties right off the rip. This is just the first spot, and then we're just gonna keep moving around door to door. Super awesome weather. It's 60 degrees, a lot more wind than we'd like, but should help dry things out. And 2, it should also help with, you know, getting this air out of here, and then the wind's gonna switch to the south, and that's what's gonna bring those high temperatures. So I'll send this gentleman a text that we dropped off his stuff, and that's about that. Aiden over here, he's a big Western guy. And I don't even think that really Paul has seen many places like this. Wanted to come show them this, because this is when I think about turkey hunting Nebraska and the Sandhills, this is what I'm envisioning. I mean, we've gotten to see some really cool country, hunt some turkeys in some really cool places. And hopefully this trip's not any different. So do a quick little scout here, not waste too much time, because I do want to go knock on the doors of the other landowners just in case. And more or less also just try to secure this for when we come back out with shotguns with the rest of the group. So, any first reactions?
Let's go. Let's kill some birds.
What do you think of this area?
It's getting western now. I mean, we're out here.
Paul?
Cool spot, man. You know, don't see much like this back home in Wisconsin, so cool terrain and excited to be here.
We'll take a little 15-minute walk. I'll take you to the top over here. There they are, 4 toms right there. So, we just located 4 toms right here. You guys remember the story I was telling you about Carson? Mm-hmm. This is it right here. This is where we killed that bird. Yeah, those are all toms right there, dude. That's awesome. We got gobblers. We got gobbies, boys. Yeah, I can't ask for a better start to the trip than this right here. These roads are recently, these roads have definitely been recently graded. What's really interesting to me about what we just saw right here, this is 4 toms broke off by themselves. And I was talking to a buddy, Perry, who's coming out later this week. And with how warm it's been, you know, we had that discussion of, you know, has the flock already started to disassemble a little bit, you know, and wouldn't you know it right there. I mean, birds. I take it back, we're not gonna get out, but. The amount of miles I've walked around in those hills and never seen a turkey, for that to happen right there, I'll take it. That's okay. Well, as we just got done looking at those gobblers over there, decided this is as good a spot as any to get a few arrows through. It's super windy today. I mean, you got 25, 30 mile an hour gusts, but where we're at, as you can tell, there's probably 15-foot cutouts, you know, for these cattle roads. And it just so happens to put us mostly out of the wind down here, which obviously it could be windy where we're turkey hunting, but, you know, target practice, why not? But this is Nebraska, boys. The middle of the Sandhills, chasing turkeys. It doesn't get better than that. You know, in my opinion, it really doesn't get much better than chasing turkeys in the great state of Nebraska early season. It's a very unique opportunity for somebody in the Midwest to get out early. And everything that you're watching right now, this is being filmed by our brand new interns, Aiden and Paul. They're doing a great job. The excitement is very high after seeing those birds, bows on. So we decide we're gonna go into town, unpack, get the stuff out of the truck. Alrighty, well, we're in the middle of getting the mobile office set up here. Coffee pot's ready, brought the air fryer this time. We stopped at 2 of the other properties, and there's some good. Both of them had birds. Both had a lot of birds. We just were not able to make contact. So we decided to come up here, get everything unloaded, and then what we're gonna do is make a grocery run, wait for some hours to go by, and then hopefully before it gets too late into the evening, be able to catch these landowners. Because if we can get all 3, which I have a good feeling we can, we're gonna have plenty of birds to have opportunities to hunt. Will we get them to bow range? That's a different question. But I think both Paul and Aiden are pretty excited about the prospect of seeing turkeys and hunting them. So this is the living all the chords that come with all the production. But yeah, figure we could show you some of this actually. Hayden, bring that camera over here if you want. So everything I just pulled out, minus this guy, it has his own case, is all in this bag. This is what I use when I travel. I've got laptop, second monitor, all my cords, a full 40 terabyte drive, and you know, once I get everything really heavy, you can turn it into more of a briefcase style hold. And if I'm going like in an airport or something, I've got my backpack straps. But this is the Mission Rover for Mystery Ranch. So get a lot of questions from guys that are filming, photographers, editors, whatever it is. This guy can take you on the road and keep you working, which is the key. So we get the stuff set up. Welcome to the motel of motels, Aiden. And next time we see you, we'll be out somewhere, hopefully looking at turkeys. The rest of the evening following that, we tried to knock on permission. 2 more places I'm really trying to get in addition to what we already have. And ultimately, we don't establish contact. But that being said, one thing I'd like to note here, we, no matter which properties have birds, no matter where we're going to focus our time, we try to establish connections, say hello, drop off our gifts to every place we've ever gotten the chance to turkey hunt. And mostly that's because, 1, we don't predict where the birds are going to be any given year. And number 2, we really are grateful for the years that these landowners have allowed us to hunt. And so it's not based on whether or not we need to use that property in a particular season or the birds happen to be on that particular property. It's really the relationships and just generally speaking, being thankful, because without these landowners, a lot of these memories just frankly would never have obviously happened. So going into the morning of scout day number 2, we get some coffee made, get on the road early, just like we're going hunting, and we head to the property that we confirmed permission on the day before.
Well, good morning. Day 2 of scouting here in Nebraska. Beautiful conditions, no wind. We're at property number 1. We hunted here in 2018. I killed a bird 150, 200 yards across this field. And I wanted to come see if we had the same roost site, and it sounds like it is. Look at all these natural ground pods right here. See this?
So there's some toms in there. There's just a lot of jakes too.
Beautiful sunrise. Birds are gobbling their heads off. We locate the flock. We're watching pretty far away at this point. We don't need to get super close. Just more or less confirming that the roost is in fact the exact same. So great morning. Guys are getting more camera practice. We end up heading out to the hills once again. And then eventually, as the day progresses, we do make contact with both of the landowners that we were unsuccessful with on night number 1. So now all of a sudden, we've got permission with all 3 landowners, 4 different properties. And heading into the evening before opening day, we decide to go to the permission piece that we have the least amount of experience on. It's got the biggest flock, a ton of different toms.
I mean, that alone, what he just got, is incredible.
Yeah.
So we're going out to Speed Scout, try to locate the roost, watch where these turkeys go, and ultimately we end up having a show unfold in front of us that we did not expect.
Okay, well, we've made the move. We got into this bottom, and essentially what we're trying to do is come up with a plan for tomorrow morning. We're not entirely sure where these birds roost on the property. They might not even roost on the property. To our west is where we saw them go last night. My theory is this whole flock should walk right through this fence gate, make the way across this field in front of us, and hopefully roost somewhere close. I think we're about to be in for a show. See if our theory is correct. At least 40.
Alrighty, well, good morning from Nebraska. March 25th, opening day. Myself, Aiden, and Paul have been here the last 2 nights scouting. We've gotten all of our permission, and we are now set up on the big flock. When I say set up, I mean this is a little atypical for our typical plan. Because these birds roosted so far off the property, and we know where they want to get,
we decided that we would get here at first light, and we're gonna kind of set up more reactively based on what the flock does. We are enjoying the craziest sights and sounds. Beautiful sunrise off to our east. These gobblers are just firing off. There's, I don't know, somewhere 20 to 30 over here. Way to our east, there's a whole nother giant flock. Coyotes just started popping off to the west. Got high pressure this morning, low winds. You should be in good shape. We're gonna start walking to our lookout. We'll see how this morning unfolds. But you couldn't ask for better conditions, better company. Thankful to the landowners. Hopefully we can punch our first tag of the trip. Like all those hens, you know.
You know, I wish I could sit here and say that this isn't the typical scenario in Nebraska, chasing turkeys with the bow, but you know, you have this plan and you do the scouting and you hope you know what the flock's gonna do. But at the end of the day, turkeys are gonna go where they want to. We hope that these birds were gonna work out in front of us into the field. Unfortunately, they pitched right below the roost. And so the first thing I went to was Onyx, trying to look at topography-wise, how would it make the most sense for them to work? We know where they want to go based on the road scouting and some historical information. However, rather than sit there and waste time, we decided to get all the way in front of them, somewhere in the middle between where they were and where we think they want to go. And to keep a long story short here, wind picks up, temperature starts to rise, and we locate some birds that are some shade, and it protects them directly out of these northerly winds.
Sam, so we just saw the flock. We're coming up and we spotted 2 toms in the shade here. Those are the ones we can hear. Once I put this up there, I'm gonna start calling. Hey, we just gotta find a spot for you, okay?
Well, from there, we set up, we're calling, and we end up getting a hold of a different group of birds. And I mentioned this earlier in the video, but these flocks are separating pretty quickly right off the roost, which is pretty atypical based on my past experience, especially when it's been colder. So we're hunting, you know, micro flocks, got a couple of strutters, hens with them, some jakes in tow, and we end up calling this flock right off the top of this hill.
I'm gonna shoot the strutter, okay? As long as I make sure he's a tom. Is that a tom or a jake? I can't tell. Okay. I can't see him. I can't, there's a limb. Yeah, I literally can't through the tree. I can't see him. That's okay. I can't hear him. That's what it is. I'm not gonna force a shot there. Well, you can't get much closer than that.
You couldn't have asked for a better scenario. We get the birds into bow range. I can't get a shot off. I'm set up in the wrong spot, got limbs. And frankly, this is a great test run. Could be the only opportunity we get of the trip. But, you know, as soon as it came, opening day is already over. Heading into morning 2, though, we've got a lot of high anticipation.
Fence just attacked me. All right, well, the games continue. you can see a big circle we did here on Onyx. We went to that opening, set up. Was hoping that the birds would come down like they did yesterday. They did not. They're in the big field. And so we're hoping. Right now, there's a fence that runs along the whole thing. So my guess, based on where I can hear them and also hear some further back, I bet you that flock is moving something like this. You know, they're just gonna come around. And then on my cell phone, I'll cut to some video from the night we scouted. They came down this hill like this red track, and they were in this field. And so I'm gonna keep trying to get this hen to come down to us. Now we got a lot of topography working towards us in our favor too. So I don't think they're gonna take that nasty woods when they can just go through the spot they've already went many times. We've been here quite a few. And it's really not far at all from where we're parking or where the house is and the property. But we gotta hunt them where the birds are, so hopefully we can get a clean opportunity here. Come on, Cole. They're coming straight down. They're coming. Oh, yeah.
If you've ever been to the state of Nebraska, it's a hunt exactly like this one that will frustrate you, but at the exact same time, keep you coming back spring after spring. When all of these different gobblers hit the field, I thought there was a 0% chance that not at least one of them came in, but as you can tell, these toms are definitely focused on the hens. Breeding was occurring. We've seen that a couple of times on the trip at this point, and push come to shove, despite all efforts, we do not get a shot opportunity. And much like day one, it is back to the drawing board, bouncing around from set to set, going up the hills, down the hills. We ended up switching properties, going to the hill farm, got close, found some birds, didn't get any shots there. And then all of a sudden to the afternoon, we go back to Old Reliable. It's a spot that I call the River Farm. And we don't get quite as tight as I'd like to. The birds are already down onto the river bottom, but we watch them go to roost, and holy smokes, there is a big flock this year.
Well, we talked about the X and it being that tree where Collins and I killed. When you know it. That is where they've been the last hour and a half, but we got a lot of times, a lot of hens, but a lot of times. And I think we're gonna come back here in the morning. But we need to be just 80 yards out, so we're gonna have to get here in, black dark. But should have a good hunt in the morning. We're gonna be right under the roost, right under the roost. So we'll see how that works. And hopefully in the morning, one of these times wants to play the game, and we'll see what happens from there. Catch you then. Down there. Let's go. I was not letting that bird get away.
Let's go. Dude, let's go. Oh my God.
Boys.
Let's go.
You know when they talk about a plan going together, that was not it. We got way too close. My gloves are on backwards. All right, well, before we move them or anything, I need to grab my phone, get my bow here. This year I actually get to electronic notch these tags here in Nebraska. Typically you have to have a paper copy, but I was able to select that, so. Oh man. Again, I cannot say more thank yous to Paul and Aiden for sticking it out with me these last few days. I mean, that was another amazing morning, just tons of gobbling, tons of birds. yet a bad plan by yours truly. And just made it work. I don't know how else to put it, but that's the first shot at a turkey with the AX2. And that's a shot I practiced. I mean, a moving motion target. I did it at home quite a bit. I don't necessarily think that I would recommend it for everybody, but you know, anatomically, understand where to aim on these birds. And shooting a 2-inch Rage chisel tip, I feel pretty good about my odds. I'll pull this through. Oh, that's what you like to see right there. I still can't believe it. I mean, that's a culmination of just 2 epic days. You know, the first day I had those turkeys at 10 yards, those 3 times I came through, no shot. Yesterday, calling the whole flock down to the Yale field. Could not believe we didn't get a shot there. And then to come to Old Reliable, the old river farm, and just add another memory to a beautiful place, a beautiful state that we're super thankful to hunt, and a beautiful Tom turkey to go home with. So much to be grateful for. It's a great way to kick off spring. Turkey's still hammering around us. I'm gonna notch this tag. We'll pack up and get on out of here, get some photos. This is a memory I want to remember. So.